Hi guys, this is David. I wanted to make a quick video to actually talk about the differences between a truck camper and a camper van and my thoughts on those. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I want to go ahead and clear some things up as far as a video I recently did and people having some questions on that. And the thing is originally, before I even got my camper van, I actually had wanted to try to get a truck camper, but I knew I was not going to be able to because of the fact that I could not afford it at that time. So at the time, the only thing I could afford was to get a van and turn it into a camper van. So it was really a matter of money because what I did too is I went down and I went ahead one time and I wrote down on a piece of paper the pros and cons on both sides, on camper vans and truck campers, and I found that the pros far outweighs the cons when it comes to trying to get a truck camper instead. Now, of course, a lot of you guys are, talking about the stealth thing as far as you won't be able to be stealthy when you get a truck camper, and that is true. But the thing is, how I see it is at that point, I should be working anyways when I have one, and so at that point, it's not going to be a big issue as far as the stealth thing because then I can afford to drive to places like Walmart and um, I forgot what other places I was going to talk about, like maybe truck stops and rest areas and places like that. So when it comes to having places to park, at that time that should definitely not be an issue. Plus, too, I've also got some family members I can park at as well too, as far as at their houses sometimes as well. So if it comes down to it, so at that time, it's definitely not going to be an issue as far as the stealth factor. But another thing you want to think about is that with a truck camper, um, you're going to be able to stand up too. So that right there already is going to be a major benefit because, you get tired of having to stoop down all the time when you're in your van, when you're in a camper van. Trust me, you do, because I have to deal with it every single day, and especially too when you have to get up in the middle of the night and, take a pee too. You got to stoop down still to be able to do that. So it's still definitely not a comfortable way to be still trying to live, and plus you figure too with a truck camper, everything is already set up. You don't have to worry about necessarily doing extra construction as far as building a bed, like I had to do here as far as my truck camper, and you don't have to worry about building cabinets and building like a sink and stove and stuff like that. Areas for those because it's already set up in the truck camper. You've already got a stove that's set up, a fridge is set up, of course, your bed is already set up because it's over the cab area of what your truck would be. Um, a lot of them, of course, already have the dining room table that you can sit at to eat your dinner and stuff like that. And plus, you can also put that table down to go ahead and make it extra bed as well. So that would actually be perfect too, as far as having my son with me. Excuse me, have my son with me because he can use that area as far as sleeping on, and I can use the over cab area to sleep on as well. And you got storage already, as far as storage compartments already set up, and a lot of them already have like the outside storage too, of course, where you can put in your propane tanks for the outside, and have a lot of them already have like the water tanks as well, to where you can be able to drain those at any time, and of course fill those back up too with connections that's already on the outside too. So there's just tons and tons of benefits. Plus, another thing you want to think about is this too. If you get a truck camper, and as far as your truck goes too, if you're having some major issues with your truck to where you just cannot fix the engine on it, no matter what you try to do, if it comes down to it, you can just go ahead and get yourself a different truck as well. You can save up some money and just go ahead and get a whole different truck as well. Plus the fact too, you got to figure that with the truck camper, depending on what kind of truck you can get pretty far up in the hills too if something ever goes wrong. So if the crap ever hit the fan, and especially if you have a 4x4 truck, then you can go ahead and get yourself pretty far up into the hills, away from the cities and away from all the mess where everything's going to go down if the stuff does go down though. So that right there is going to be another major benefit for me as well, because I do believe that someday something might actually go down. So that's another thing is I would definitely like to be more prepared for that, and that's why I say that when I have a job, I can go ahead and start saving up and get that type of setup for me though. At first, I might not be able to afford a 4x4 truck. I might have to get myself a regular truck at first, and then maybe later down the line, still see if I can save up some money and get something better. But as far as starting out with, though, even still, it's going to be a whole better setup anyways, as far as being able to live more comfortable in that by pretty much having a mobile apartment, if you want to look at it like that. Uh, like I said, I won't be stealthy, and there's a few things I will lose as far as having it, but like I said, at that point, it's not going to be such a big deal anyways, because of the fact that, I got family members I can park at too, plus there's going to be lots of other places. Plus, if you think about it like this, um, another option as well, which I've never tried it yet, but I don't see why it should be a problem, is you can also probably even park at parking lots, like in the downtown area as well of your cities, because you got the ones where you pay for the whole day. Like there's one right across from where I'm at right now. It's I think it says $2 for the whole day, and then $3 for the night to be able to park there. So that's another option as well too. You just go put the money into that slot that they have. There on the ground of that parking lot, and just go ahead and park there in your spot for the night. And if there's any problems, you can say, "Hey, the money's in the slot. Go check it out." So I mean that's how I see it. I don't think that there would be a problem or issue, but if there is, you can say, "Hey, I paid my money, so I should be perfectly legal to park here. If you got any problems, then give me my money back and I'll go." That's how you can say it, I guess. So that's another possible option as well too that you guys might want to think about, as far as being able to park real cheap too. But yeah, I think that's it for right now. I mean, there's probably some stuff I even did miss as far as topics or points, in other words, I wanted to try to make on this video. But like I said, I've done it in the past as well on a piece of paper. I actually did sit down one time and wrote down the pros and cons, and saw by far that the pros definitely does outweigh the cons as far as having a truck camper, though. And if you got any questions too on this, you can let me still know which questions are, and I'll see if I get back to you on that. But I mean, also as well, you can even do that if you have your own time to do that as well. Write down the pros and cons of a camper van versus a truck camper. And what I mean too, as far as that goes, I mean like a cargo van that you would have to still work on and convert into a camper van for that matter, versus a truck camper, which of course is already set up. Now, actually, yeah, I will say one more thing too, though. I did actually forget to mention. Of course, obviously, it does cost more because you're gonna have to buy your truck, which is gonna be like around 1,000 to 2,000, depending on what kind of truck you get and what area of the country that you're in. But my area, to get a decent one, you're gonna have to pay at least 1,000 or more to get a truck, and then you're gonna have to buy the truck camper as well. So it does cost more than buying a camper van. So that is another downfall, I guess, is what you would call it. But as far as the truck camper goes, I've seen those on Craigslist in my area too for around 700, anywhere from like 700 up to 1,500 for some decent looking truck campers. I mean, don't get me wrong, they was not luxurious, brand new type. They might need a little bit of care as far as cleaning up and stuff like that, but still, I mean, pretty decent looking overall, starting at around $700 though. So it definitely is possible, but like I said, I need to get myself a job going first, which is something I'm definitely working on doing now. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Leave some comments if you do have some. Also hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you have not already done so. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a great day.